Alright, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. And welcome back to what is hopefully the beginning of my resurrection into getting back into my weekly reaction reviews for Shonen Jump. So I would inaugurate this with a One Piece reaction review video. Yeah, I can't remember what my thoughts were closing on last time I did one of these, but I kind of decided to come back to this because, again, Twitter isn't the greatest place for kind of having or voicing a lot of nuanced thoughts on series like this. And so, a lot of times I've kind of found myself going, I wish I, did a video kind of talking about my feelings and thoughts on some ideas. And after the last few, three-ish chapters kind of seem like they're indicating a return back to when One Piece was good, I thought, why not come back to the reaction reviews and kind of catalog my thoughts as I went along. So here we are again. And let's get straight into it with One Piece chapter 946, Queen versus Olin. And you have a cover page request of Kinemon and Osuru on a nighttime date by Foxfire Light by Honey Liquor. And this is honestly probably one of my favorite cover page requests in a while, just because it is very endearing and heartwarming. You see Osuru just grabbing one of Kinemon's arms over her shoulder and guiding him along. So it's really, really cute, and I really like it. So we have translation by Stephen Paul and lettering by Vanessa Satone. So you see Master Queen, Oshiruko. You have Chopper just freaking out, going, Olin? Oh no, I think that's Okiku's going, Olin? And you have Old Man Hyogoro? Yeah, going, who is that old woman? She's not just some old lady, I'll tell you that. And you're oof. So Big Mom's doing her best Hulk impression as she grabs Queen by the neck and starts just like wailing him around. It goes, whoa, you hag, do you have any idea who I? Give me your Oshiruko, you big dumb lizard. And you see, as all his underlings are just running away as Queen's just been battered around. And he has, and then Luffy goes, get down, Gramps. He goes, whoa. And Big Mom just throws Queen straight into the wall with a crunch. And oddly enough, it looks like she threw him into a crescent moon shape. And you hear a zadoom. It's like, Udon's in trouble. And then Kid and Killer finally get knocked out of the water and goes, pwah! Cough, cough. It's like, fwah, 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 fwah. It's like, oh, good, they're out now. It's like, hey, are you alive? He's like, Master Queen, get up, Master Queen. It's like, she knocked out a guy worth 1.3 billion berries. And you see Big Mom going, sniffing the air for the Oshiruko. You hear shwoo as Queen comes out of his Zoan transformation. In just 2 hits. That's the real Big Mom. She's on another level entirely. We gotta report to Kaido. Hey, did you notice over there? The never-opening cell got busted open. I have no idea what's in there, but it's gotta be chained up inside. It can't escape. In fact, it's probably dead in there. Yes, you see Kawamatsu's jail cell's been torn open. We still have no idea who he is or what he looks like. And we have Babanuki. Should we shoot that thing? Don't antagonize her, Daifugo. What are Kaido's orders? Chief Warden, our smails aren't getting any signal. Nobody is able to reach Onigashima. He goes, what? So you see Officer's Tower, Excavation Labor Camp, Udon. He goes, nin, 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 nin. This is much easier when they're distracted by something out front, whatever it is. So you see Raizo just jumping through the tower. You see that Caribou's a useful fellow. So you flash back to him having a convo with Caribou where he goes, The thing that makes the enemy so troublesome is their relaying. Although they went that-away business. But you see, the smart snails they use in Wano have one weakness: weak mental signals. So first, every snail signal is sent to the boss snail that exists for each area, and it gets sent back out from there. So you see a snail with the very Wano looking roofs. And you see, so my question is, if little old me gobbles up the boss snail for Udon here, what'll happen then? And our eyes was like, all the relay messages in Udon will fail to get through? Ding ding ding, we have a winner. And he goes, and I haven't been stuck in here for nothing, see? I know where that boss snail is. Kara was thinking, let me do my thing and the signals will go down. Then you do your thing and steal all the keys, Raizo. You hear, what happened? Who did this to you? Hello, come in. I'm in building B. Huh? My smail's not working. I don't know why they're calling it smail. Oh, smart snail, smail. Okay. Duh. Just a little longer, Kawamatsu, and then I'll set you free. And then you hear, I found it. The Oshiruko. So she found the pot. And Big Mom was just hugging it to her face lovingly. She goes, ah, what a sweet, rich scent. There's so much of it inside. It was worth the long trip to get here. Oh no, but it's empty inside. What'll happen once she finds out who will she be angry at? She might just slaughter all of us. So with the most ridiculous face, Big Mom's just like... And of course, it is completely empty. She's just so let down. And you have everyone going, evacuate, abandon posts, save yourselves. We're facing an unpredictable disaster. And Luffy's like, oh, I totally get why she's sad. I wish I could eat that stuff again too. That Oshiruko sure was tasty. Hyogoro's like, straw hat fellow, don't. He's like, So Big Mom turns her death glare on Luffy. And they're all just like, it was you. It's like, why is everyone looking at me? Like, because you just said, Luffy Toro. Of course, when I find him, he's in the center of all the trouble. Poor Chopper is just crying. And then you have Queen, who's apparently not completely knocked out, going, did he eat the Oshiruko? Luffy's like, what? I said that out loud? I was only thinking how good that Oshiruko was. Like, you just said it again. A Big Mom just smashes down. And Luffy jumps out of the way. And he goes, wait, Big Mom, wait. If we fall off this spot, we're both going to die. Blades in these collars will cut our heads off. And she goes, I said, who is this Big Mom person? And who are you? Why did you eat my Oshiruko? I was like, what? Oh, I guess she doesn't recognize me through my samurai disguise. Uh-oh, this is really bad. It was beep, mine just beeped. It's bad news. One more push and we're done for. So Big Mom is in the center of the sumo ring and Luffy and Hyogoro are just at the edge. He goes, we can't back down a single step. Take them, Big Mom, and leave us alone. So she just grabs a piece of rubble and throws it and goes, shut up. Everyone in that poor little village was so nice to me. I wanted to take back all that Oshiruko for them. You look great, Olin. He's like, huh? I wanted everyone to have the Oshiruko. He's like, she was being nice? Why did you eat it all, boy? He's like, stop it. Before she smashes the ring and Hyogoro gets tossed down, he goes, beep, 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 beep. He's like, that's it. There's no saving me. He goes, Gramps. He goes, damn it, no, I'm not letting you die. He goes, come off. Come off. So he grabs the collar, crushes it with his hockey, and then he pulls the Raleigh and just sends it flying off to the side. I think he tosses his and Hyogoro's off. And you hear kashak as the collars explode. You hear gumph, thud, thud as they both fall to the ground. He goes, what? He's like, huh? Huff, huff. He's like, I got the collars off, Gramps. Wow, what did I do? He goes, woohoo! He goes, I don't believe it. He just used... So did you dodge me again? We gotta scram, Gramps. He goes, straw hat fellow, quickly now. Before you forget that feeling, protect me. He's like, what do you mean? Let's run. He goes, it is in the midst of danger that power truly blossoms. He goes, are you crazy? This is training? If I mess up, you're going to die. I know that. So Luffy goes and he goes, then come, Emperor of the Sea. And he does the Admiral Macarena, as they called it. And chapter end. So, I mean, this was a moderately entertaining chapter. Like, it's honestly at this point, I'm a little tired with Wano because so far, like, like this chapter's kind of a perfect representation of that. Like, I'm not interested in any of the conflicts really showing up in Wano so far because it doesn't feel like there's any kind of stakes or progression or anything like that at all. But, let me kind of break down some of my bigger problems with this chapter going in. So we had to talk about Big Mom because she definitely is one of these. And I'm kind of annoyed that she is or has just become a walking plot device. Like, we've had, like, me and my friends have had this discussion before about how Big Mom kind of really lacks any kind of agency. And I'm not a big fan of this whole Big Mom has lost her memory because it does lead to convenient stuff like this where it's like, oh, how is Luffy going to defeat Queen and escape the prison? It was like, well, he won't have to worry about it because Big Mom will just come in and break him out of the prison and take out Queen for him. And again, like I've talked about this before in videos, and like the feelings just getting stronger and stronger with each chapter, being that it feels like Oda setting up Big Mom to get a redemption arc coming down the line. And the fact that, because part of me is curious to find out why her hunger pangs haven't kicked in at this point. It's typically, whenever she wants food, it's like, oh, I want this food. And then because of that, she'd be like, oh, if I don't get the food, I'll go into a hunger pang. It seems like that's been put on hold for now, so I'm curious how Oda's going to address that. And then you had to have the flashes to old Big Mom where she's like, how dare you eat my food to Luffy, and she's gonna beat the crap out of him for that. And I'm also curious because again, like she's conscious enough to know, like to actually be able to process thoughts. Like she's not, again, hunger pang mode where she's not able to process her thoughts. And the whole thing where she's like, oh, I want to be nice to the people in the village and take back this food for them. It seems more and more, again, like it's setting up for an eventual Big Mom redemption where they eventually make friends. It's the same with Luffy's reaction to her. Like, his reaction is so blasé to having Big Mom here, like, despite the whole conflict they had started back in Fisherman Island where he's like, oh, I'm going to kick your ass for, and take over, this is my territory. Then again, when he antagonizes her on Whole Cake Island and he's like, oh, stop trying to blame your problems on other people. You can become Pirate King because you weren't strong enough. And the fact that she basically, tried to take Sanji from his crew. He seems to, like, conveniently have just glossed over, forgotten all of that for the sake of, this conflict and this gag. And something else I was thinking of with Luffy is, like, I'm really, really, really tired of dumb Luffy. Like, I know all the fandom's just like, oh, this is how he is, this is his character for him. That's just Luffy being Luffy. But, like, this, I come up with the term, like, I didn't come up with the term, but the term I like to use is the idiot plotting, and I feel like this readily applies to this point where it's like, alright, Oda's like, oh, I need to set up a conflict between Luffy and Big Mom. How am I going to do that? It's like, oh, I know. I'll have Luffy be an idiot and just say that he ate the Oshiruko, so Big Mom will come after him. And this wasn't like related to this chapter, but it just got me flashbacks to something I was thinking about earlier today. And I was thinking back to Arlong Park, like Alabasta and all those moments. And I was thinking back to the moments where Luffy exhibits a lot of emotional intelligence. Like that point, where Nami had the big fight with him where she says, "Oh, I was just using you and your crew. I never considered you friends. You can just leave." And Luffy just kind of looks at her with, gives her that look of like, gives her a blasé look. And he goes, "Alright, I'm just going to go take a nap." And he goes and just lies down on the road. And Nami gets super, super mad at him, being like, "What the hell are you doing? Just get off." And he says, "You're not the boss of me. I can do whatever I want." I miss those moments of like, where it's just like, yeah, Luffy might come off as being incredibly dumb and naive, but he has, he's not as dumb as he looks. And it feels like lately Oda's just been playing up the idea that no, he's exactly as dumb as he looks, and he's just going to continually do stupid things to kind of like raise the tension and create conflict. And it's just starting to drain on me for that. But like I said, we'll have to see how the rest of this arc plays out. The kind of the last thing I want to touch on before I kind of close this off is there's so many sexist implications with Big Mom. Because the hockey training is something, again, I have a lot of problems with. Because Luffy, it took him 1.5 years to master the basics of hockey. And I know, like, in the series, we as fans buy into the fact that he is basically, quote unquote, a combat genius, and that a lot of this just comes naturally. So it's like, yes, we do expect a certain level of like exponential growth from him through the series as it goes on. But, like, this is getting, it feels like Oda's written himself into a corner with this, because we're supposed to believe that, the emperors have been ruling these seas for 40 years at least, anywhere from 20 to 40 years. They've faced, all sorts of pirates, all sorts of threats to their territories. They've had clashes with each other. And, we know that they've probably maximized their hockey to the absolute limit. And the idea that, Luffy, with a few days strength training in Wano in a prison, somehow has, adapting to hockey so well that he's going to be able to pull off all these high level techniques, to be able to counter and deflect Big Mom and take her on. It doesn't feel like Oda's doing power scaling right anymore. And like, I dislike the fact that this is, like, I'm going to wait to see how this goes before kind of passing final judgment. But I hate the fact that it is Big Mom that's kind of his, the one he's training against, because I feel like Oda conveniently nerfs Big Mom to be as powerful as he needs her to be, to maintain a certain level of believability that she's an emperor, but also be like, oh, but I can't let her, go too over the top, or else she'll defeat Luffy, and I can't have that. But we see her as a kid, taking out an entire village of giants. And now, once she's at the peak of her strength with her hockey and everything, we're expecting Luffy, who barely beat out her commanders, who I'm expecting to be a significant level below him, is somehow going to deflect her punches and do this. Like, I know it feels like Oda drew himself into the corner when he's like, oh, I don't know how Luffy's going to beat Kaido, and I need to come up with some kind of way to explain it and make it believable. And it's just, I don't think he's doing a good job of that. And I hate that, it has to be Big Mom that is kind of have to take the brunt of this, because there's no way, like, he would never do something like this to Kaido or to Shanks or to Whitebeard or to any of the other emperors. He would never do anything like this. But it feels like it's because it's Big Mom that he's comfortable doing it, because she is the only female emperor. But they're gonna have to gather some thoughts on that before I make any other kind of things about this. But yeah, I don't know. After that good 3 chapter run, I guess I can't really expect it to maintain that same quality, but I guess we'll have to see where this goes from here. Honestly, I hope Act 2 is coming to an end soon, because something needs to happen to kind of kickstart events going forward, because this is just not doing it for me at all. But like I said, we'll see what happens. And hopefully, yeah, the next few videos are actually me getting excited about this again and not me just going, eh. So, yeah. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you all are, enthused to have me back in the recording chair again, doing these reaction reviews. So I think for right now, I'm gonna keep it as just I will do weekly ones for One Piece, Haikyuu, and The Promised Neverland. I'm also looking at adding Kimetsu no Yaiba Demon Slayer to the roster, but that might be in a month or so, because I need to kind of go through the Viz backlog and catch up to the series and kind of fit how that will work into my schedule. But yeah, hopefully, this will be me back at full pace again, and hope you enjoy. So until next time, this is Ash. We'll talk to you later.